super nice, super hot. There has been some good reviews, and of course, I had to deal with the bad reviews. They they all want to know the same thing. When is school gonna open up? How much money? How much money have you spent? And how much money have you stolen? Blah 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 blah. Don't have don't have to answer those.
Yeah, I stolen.
Yeah, you people listen. The person that was streaming me absolutely hates your guts. So he would
There's a lot of
stream.
them out there too. Good afternoon to all my haters too. I hope you're having a great evening. Thank you for the negative energy. It does help me a lot.
I mean, it shouldn't have to be that way because we're fighting for something a little bit bigger than what we know. And
El
what we
Haj
know.
Malik El Shabazz Malcolm X said, if you don't have haters, you're not doing anything.
Ooh, oh, well, with that
Brother
being
Malcolm
said,
said.
let's get to it. What the hell is up with Kanye West? I mean, he's either coming or going.
A little
First,
bit of both. I think, here's what I think. My personal opinion is there's a mix of strategy with mental illness. They are converging at the same time. I do think he's under stress regarding his children. I also do not think he has properly grieved the loss of his mother. I know my mother means the world to me, so I can only imagine, what he could be going through. And along with that, I think he wanted out of these exploitative contracts that he's constantly talking about. And I think part of Kanye's agenda to publicly expose the untouchables, as I will refer to them to respect your channel, part of his reason for exposing the untouchables is to piss them off so they drop him from his contracts. And that's exactly what they are doing. Adidas has parted ways with him. Def Jam has parted ways with him. And I believe that's exactly what Kanye wanted, because with the amount of money that he is worth, assuming that the reports are correct, and he said it himself, he's the richest Black man in North America. I don't know if that's still true with the loss of these deals. I don't know if that included these deals or not, but let's say even if, he still even has a fragment of that, he's probably still in the billionaire club. And with that type of money, he don't need Adidas tying his shoestrings. He don't need Def Jam tying his shoestrings. I think this was a very strategic and clever move. I think Kanye sat back and said, what can I do that would force the untouchables to part company with me? And he had to do something egregious, Brother Andrew, because he's worth a lot of money. Adidas said that we're probably going to lose $250 million this quarter. This quarter, not the year. For the quarter, they said they're probably going to lose $250 million off of Yeezys.
Wow.
If you losing $250 million for a quarter, that means the Yeezy is bringing in $1 billion a year globally. So I think Kanye wanted out them contracts. And I think he knew the only way he could get out the contracts was to embarrass and anger the untouchables so much that they will let him go free. And that's exactly what they're doing. This is what he wanted. I am not convinced that he's for Black people, because he's never done anything for us. He's very schizophrenic in his political outlook. One minute he's talking about, I got to protect my people. The next minute you're talking about you're a Donald Trump supporter. One minute you're talking about the untouchables has robbed every rap you think of. The next minute you're running around trying to help his husband, a white man, start a social media company. You're talking about how Kim won't let you see your Black children. The next minute you're running around on another date with another single bunny. So he's very inconsistent, very politically. I don't care about Black people. I really think he did this because he knew it would free him from economic bondage.
Brother, you're borging a little bit. Yeah, brother, you're borging a little bit.
Again.
Can you hear me?
I don't have you on. Hold on. I don't have you on.
Hmm. Yeah, Amber Alert. You got that right. You got that right on the money.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay. He's schizophrenic. He's basically out of it. Well, Nike, no, not Nike. Adidas had dropped him. I heard. Oh, Adidas had dropped him. I heard.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
Yeezy contract that they're saying
Yeah.
they're going to lose $250 million this quarter. But again, I think he wanted out. I think Kanye wants to become totally independent. And then when he is, maybe he will start doing something for Black people. But I'm not convinced. He's still in love with white girls. He's still in love with Kim. I mean, you're helping Candace Owens' white husband start a social media company. You got all
Ooh.
these young Black men, Black women out here who could help do that, but you're going to have a white person do it. I think Kanye's in love with white folks. That's what I think.
But white
And
lives matter, Dr. Umar. White
yeah,
lives
that was
matter.
ridiculous. That was an insult. You know, hanging out with Candace Owens. There's no way you're going to convince me you're serious about helping Black people, and you're hanging out with Candace Owens. She is the top coon, female negress of the community right now.
Nicholas. Talk a little bit about gentrification, if you could.
Well, right now, we're dealing with the highest Black homelessness rate in this country in about 40, 50 years. Gentrification results in homelessness. We have
Yes.
homeless mothers, we have homeless children. In the school system, we're actually having conferences on homeless children. Literally, school districts are having conferences on how to educate and how to support children who don't go to a home. They're living on the neighbor's couch, they're sleeping on an aunt's couch. They don't have a permanent home. I would argue that about 25%, if not more, of Black America is under a bridge somewhere right now. You know, we have wintertime coming. It's going to get very cold in a lot of places. And I don't appreciate the fact that the Congressional Black Caucus, nor any of the local cities, from what I've seen, have done anything to tackle the issue, the problem, the crisis of Black homelessness on the eve of this coming winter, which proves and sounds like it's going to be a very harsh winter. That's why I dropped the meme earlier today or yesterday. I said, listen, if you don't pass a homelessness and gentrification act, nobody's voting November 8th. If you don't arrest Emmett Till's, the woman responsible for Emmett Till's murder, nobody's voting November the 8th. If Brittany Griner's not home, nobody's voting November 8th. And of course, there's a little bit of sarcasm in these posts because I know Black people have been hypnotized with fear by Black bourgeoisies of the Democratic Party that we're going to run out and vote anyway because we think we're actually making a change by doing so. We don't understand your vote is irrelevant to you until you organize it and put some expectations with it. So our vote does matter. It matters to white people who need it. It doesn't matter to the Black community because it's disorganized. It's a shame that we're about to go out and vote knowing damn well we're not going to get anything for it. That is sickness. That is an absolute illness. If you go to any Black voter right now and say, are you voting for the U.S. Congress? Every congressional seat, I believe, is up this year. 435 congressional seats, if not more. Up. Every one is available. You ask somebody what you're voting for. They can't give you nothing because none of the Congressional Black Caucus members have articulated any solution for any of the major 5 problems that we have. None of them are trying to build any of the major 5 institutions that we need. So you're literally voting because somebody told you it's wrong not to. That's asinine.
What I was going to say.
And I mean, the gentrification, man, it's, you know, I travel, you know, and so I get to see cities up close and personal. What I love the most about traveling, and of course it's coming to the end because once we open up the school, I won't be able to travel as much. I have to run the school. But I'm able to see, I've basically seen every major city, and I've probably seen about half of the minor cities. And everywhere I've been, gentrification is a fact of Black life. They are pushing us out. They are raising property taxes. They are raising rent. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, nobody's doing anything about these enormous rents that they're charging Black people. Somebody just sent me a text last night, a supporter of mine down in Carolina. She was talking about how it wasn't Black, but a convenience store that the Black community depended on for groceries just had to shut down because the owner of the convenience store just raised the rent by several $1,000s.
So why not we just start a Black independent party like one would say to do?
Because Negroes believe they need a white savior, and that white savior is the Democratic Party.
No. The hell with all that. We need to start one, and we need to start one immediately. So what I'm asking you, what can we do?
Well, one of the things we're going to be doing in the very near future is organizing the Bishop Turner National Independent Black Political Movement, which I wanted to have up and running and prepared to deal with this election here. But that's okay. We can still get ready for the next presidential election. We can still get ready for the next congressional election. We can still get ready for the next governor election, city council election in the big cities. You know, elections are always happening. And every 2 years, you're either getting a major election or a midterm election. And so we're going to be getting organized for that. You know, taking care of FDMG, obviously, as a priority.
All right, I gotta make a service announcement. I gotta make a public service announcement. Apparently, people have been complaining that I have blocked them from my live stream. I have not done such a thing. First, it was B Code, then it was Shakim, then it was, I believe it was Great Pill. I haven't done not a damn thing. I may have kicked you off of the live, but I didn't block. So that should be that shit is going to be addressed. There's only one particular person that I know that I've given a moderate stick to do such thing. But she is no longer here and she will no longer be mentioned. All right? We're just gonna keep this to ourselves. Is this a premiere? No, this is not a premiere. This is not a premiere. This is We-On-Loc, and I am live. I am live from my house. Okay. We are going to specifically state the truth. And the truth is the Black woman is God. All the people say that all the time, the Black woman is God, but we don't necessarily, or we don't want to, what's the word I'm looking for? We don't want to put our women in position to be that. So, all because they're uncooperative, they're disloyal, and all this other stuff, and they like to show their asses on TikTok and Twitch and all this other stuff. I mean, there's the few that they say there's the few that defeats the many. But if you have faith like I do, and be on search for those who don't always put them in a category as well as themselves. I'm talking about the women. Don't put themselves in the category to be whores, sluts, and whatever else. You're going to have a better time looking for those who are hard-working, loyal. What's the word I'm looking for? What is the word that I'm looking for? Submissive. We always talk about submissiveness. Well, in this case, Dr. Umar, everybody wants to prove Dr. Umar to be this snow bunny hopping, searching buffoon, which could be far from the truth, but people try. People often try hard as hell to put him in that snow. They tried to catch him. They always try to catch him at the right time. And say, see, and always report back to me. See. I knew he was with the snow bunny. My TV. Oh. My TV. Oh. Oh my gosh. We caught Umar Johnson in a lie. Oh my gosh. This is my TV. We caught Umar Johnson in a lie. I knew he loved them snow bunnies. I knew it. One of the Black Americans pulled a prank on him, and he was googling and gaga him and gaga geeky gaga goo goo gaga and whoopie whoopie woo and holla holla holla. Nigga, please. First and foremost, I would say you can be at this point in juncture, the way it's going, with the way things are going right now. I would say you can be anybody you fucking want to be. Fuck it. But how loyal can you be to your race if you are caught fraternizing with a snow bunny? Hmm. Come to the story now. Black women forever, snow bunnies never. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna buy that damn. If there's a T-shirt out there that says "Black women forever, snow bunnies never," please put me on. Please put me on the waiting list so I can buy the shit. Please put me on that. The next live will be snow. Black women forever, snow bunnies never. I don't give a damn who don't like it. But like I said, Negroes try so hard to want to say to want to put Ifatunde in that. Yeah, we got him. They always put him at "I got your" moments. Oh, I got that nigga. He's all about the black community. He's all about, he's Pan-African. He's the Prince Pan-African. He's the Prince Pan-African. So some idiot decides to prank him with a snow bunny. Interesting. And when I saw that, I immediately fell flat on my face like, nigga, is you really bugging right now? I mean, is you serious right now? You really want to, you really are that desperate? Okay. I want let me see if I can put this. I want everybody to know that this dude will forever be in my heart a coon by nature. Whoever I'm gonna be pulling up, this dude will forever be in the coon. I'm gonna put him in the book of Negroes. I'm gonna put this son of a bitch in the book of Negroes. What am I talking about? Let's show him what I'm talking about. Fair use.
Yo, Dr. Umar's in town, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Here I am waiting patiently in line for Dr. Umar.
I'll be honest, this guy knows how to draw a crowd. I waited in line for well over an hour, and the moment finally came.
How you doing? You know who you remind me of a little bit? The way you dress? M'Baku from Wakanda. You the same? He got the same haircut.
The audio was absolutely abysmal, but basically I asked him for an interview, and he told me that he couldn't do it because he had another one to do that day.
So shoot me a text. Okay, I'm supposed to come back Friday or Saturday.
Gotcha.
You feel me?
Yeah, I got you.
Text me so I don't forget.
Thank you.
I'll be honest, I didn't expect to actually hear back from him. After a month of going back and forth, he finally told me he was back in Atlanta and ready to do the interview. But now the only problem is I don't actually have a white girlfriend.
Okay, all right, y'all. So now I'm here with, what's your name again?
Tori.
I'm here with Tori, and now we have to go fake look like we're a couple, like a happy couple, which I'm not that excited about because like I'm in a real relationship, but I gotta make this YouTube video, so yeah. Anyways, let's do it.
Tori's gonna be helping me prank Dr. Umar into thinking I have a white girlfriend. We're gonna be taking some pictures so it's like we've known each other for a long time, and then we're gonna plan an argument in front of him.
We have to look it up on Pinterest to find some inspiration, so we're gonna do that. Y'all know that couple post where you're like walking, you're leaving behind him like, okay, we're gonna do that.
First of all, I don't even play like that. I don't play like this. There's a time for it. There's a time for relaxing. There's a time for joy. And there's a time for play. And on his timing, None of that. We ain't dealing with none of that there. Why would you even justify even doing this knowing niggas is gonna claim? Why?
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah.
Now we're going over what role she should play.
Dr. Umar in the flesh, man.
Honest mind, brother.
What a pleasure it is to meet you,
Likewise, likewise.
Man, how's life been for you?
Life's been great. I can't complain. Always ready for revolution.
Amen. I can never go a day without seeing you on the internet. So, I mean, that means you're doing something right. I want to go ahead and show you around my humble house real quick.
This is nice here.
Thank you so much. We got the city of Atlanta behind us.
Wow.
You play basketball at all?
Yeah, I wasn't good.
I don't even know why I'm tripping. Because I mean, different generation, different time. We're in the age of what? Generation Z or Alpha? We're in the Generation Z or Alpha, whichever one.
Though they made me play because I was tall.
Hey, we need to see at least one jump shot.
One jump shot.
Just one jump shot. Come on now.
Oh,
We gotta get
See,
water. Oh, he does. That's what we doing.
yes.
Hey, now you hooping though. All right, let's go. You are.
Sure. Dr. Umar Ifatunde. I'm a certified school psychologist. I'm a doctor.
Yep.
Clinical psychology. I'm a therapist. I am a parent advocate. I am a Pan-Africanist, which is probably the most important hat that I wear. I'm author of 2 books, Psychoacademic Black Parent Advocate.
Where can we find it? Amazon?
DrUmarJohnson.com.
Okay, so he got his own website. Okay, my fault.
Private publisher, independent. And I'm currently working on finishing up an independent school, Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy, based in Wilmington, Delaware. We got a paint day coming up in about 2 weeks, and then we should almost be ready to apply.
and I can hear Negroes now.
A paint day, a paint day, a paint day. What the fuck is that? A paint day.
Nigga, you come up to the school and you paint the fucking school inside the school. Are we not paying attention? I forgot. That ain't even your repertoire. Is helping your community. My bad. Let me move forward.
For our inspection. Hopefully we pass the inspection and we'll have a grand opening celebration for the community sometime at the end of the summer.
That's a beautiful thing. I open up a school. I always give any respect to someone open up a school because you're prioritizing the kids.
Yes, sir. And we're doing it independently.
That's even harder. It's not public. Okay, wow. No, I like the stuff you do because it's about Black excellence. And
absolutely.
My group, like I said, not only are we the #1 content group in America, I mean the #1 Black group, but the #1 content group in general. Black, white, Hispanic. So we really are about Black excellence, and that was one of the goals when we started this group. It's called AMP. We're about maybe 5 or 6 million subscribers. That was one of the goals is showing people, hey, you don't gotta be outside with the stick, you don't gotta be outside with the tool, you don't gotta be outside with the Draco, with the 9, with the 40, with the 50, with the 60, with the 70 cal. You can pick up a camera and vlog. Yeah, you can get in the camera, you can get sturdy. You could do 20 V1s and
absolutely
and tell women, hey, hit a 360 for me real quick, and like see if she's thick or not. Like there's a lot of things you can do.
But we don't want to do that.
Why not?
Because we don't want to sexually exploit our women. One of the biggest problems that we have, your generation in particular, those younger than you, there's too much focus on the sexual objectification and exploitation of Black women.
Okay, so that's fair, but what if she's actually like, now I'm being serious, actually just so thick?
That's okay. I love my women 5'5" thick in the thighs.
Mm-hmm. Come on now.
With you being
Come on now.
To a curvy queen. That's all I like. But we have to be careful that we don't go so far in our attraction. Right? That lust is now being used as a way to lynch our sisters and create an atmosphere where they have been permanently objectified for their sexual attractiveness.
We gotta get into some of the hard-hitting questions now. Do you know what a gyat is?
I do not.
Okay. I'm just trying to get some examples. So I'm gonna just think of a good example. I mean, like,
tell me what it is. Why you?
It's a gyat is like a woman with a big butt. So like, if you see that,
I'm looking at a white woman.
Brother, come on. Booty is booty now. Come on.
Real crazy.
Come on, brother.
I'm looking at a white woman.
So
okay, sir.
Come on, bro.
No.
So you can't see that and be
you
like,
better pull up some mixed race sisters.
Okay.
But you ain't giving me no snow bunny, no sir.
Hey, she mixed with something.
People try hard as hell, boy. First, that situation at the mall. Now, now this. It ain't gonna. It's not gonna stop either. It's not gonna stop. I mean, I admit that he's this big iconic figure that when everywhere that he goes, he's going to be looked under the microscope because he's been around celebrities and so forth and so forth. He's been international. He's done a lot of shit for the Black community. I mean, he's not perfect, but he's all that Pan-African has right now. And for this dude that I've clearly lost respect for, is, in my opinion, effing up the mission. Because like I said, people can take this, they already have taken it, and spun it as if he really, they can do it in a variety of ways. They can make memes that he's gawked at this white girl that's coming up real soon. I'll show you that he's doing a whole bunch of crazy shit. I mean, this is clever. This is very, very clever. I would say, and hopefully we get this last interview popping sooner than later. I would tell him that the next person who does this, slap him. I will bail you out of jail.
I think.
No.
So she's so you can't.
I'm not
I saw you sneak a peek. I saw you sneak a
not
peek.
interested.
Hey, now he's sneaking peek. I saw you. He said.
No disrespect to the Caucasian female.
Okay.
There's a lot of brothers who want them, like yourself.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of them.
My biggest thing, and I've seen you talk about relationships time and time again. Like I said, I'm a Christian. I'm monogamous. And
Your
my
partner.
Yes.
What is her race?
Come on, you know.
What is she?
You know I love my queens, brother. Come on now.
Is she black?
Brother, come on.
Is she black?
Come on, brother. You know how I feel.
Say she's black.
Brother, come on.
Why? You,
Like we in an all black. We in a black content
that
house.
don't mean nothing.
We in the number one.
You just push snow bunnyism like I'm.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But I'm gonna explain.
Is she a black woman?
Brother, come on. What like? I'm not trying to just hand it. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, she definitely is. Okay. So the problem I'm having with my current relationship is because she is very out there. You know, this generation is very. They like to go twerk in the club. They like to go be ratchet and stuff like that. So it's like my girlfriend. I'm trying to sit here and build a long living Christian life. I'm a provider. You see this house. I mean, God has blessed me. God has blessed me. And it's like she is at the club shaking ass on her friends. Like she, you know, have you seen the Ice Spice pose?
I've heard that Ice Spice. What is that?
Ice Spice? Okay, I get shut.
Wait, you said pose?
Yeah, it's a pose.
What is it?
I'm gonna just show you.
Need to see it. It's expert. What is it?
I mean, can you turn it to him?
I'm not doing it.
You're not gonna do it? Okay, all right, okay.
Come on, man.
Okay, so
That type of part.
no, I know. But the Ice Spice pose, basically, she's bending over. Hey, my girl is. I take care of her. I get her Prada bag. I get her Chanel, and she's in the club. And the thing that pissed me off the most, and the reason why I'm like, okay, you know,
How long have y'all been together?
9 months.
Y'all been together 9 months.
Yeah.
Have you expressed your disagreement with her public behavior?
1,000%.
Has it changed at all?
Slightly, but it's taking a step back. Like
Dude, I feel disgusted already, but I mean, we're going to get to the meat and the potatoes. I just feel the need to show this for obvious reasons. This is pretty much a waste of my fucking time. We're doing this for obvious reasons. Since there are very few of us, what people would call Umarians out here representing Ifatunde. The truth is this. Why would you even put yourself at risk pranking? I see a lot of these pranksters out here. Luckily, Dr. Umar got a little bit of sense of humor in that. In that, every time I see these pranksters out here, I coming in the grocery stores and talking to some girl, it's to some dude's girl or whatever, or whispering somebody, blowing somebody ear, like you don't know these people. Try doing that to Jay-Z and see what you get. Try doing that to 50 Cent, see what you get. You wouldn't pull that on Fragile Star. You don't pull that on Onyx. You wouldn't pull that on some motherfucker like Juicy. You wouldn't do that. These niggas think they can do everything and get away with that shit. This is just a cream puff. Not calling Dr. Umar a cream puff, but this is light work. I would have walked out the joint knowing this is a setup.
She's not in the club weekly, but the thing that's throwing me off right now is 2 weeks ago, she with my friend, and like my friends can't hang out. My girlfriend and my friend can't hang out. And he wasn't with this, but she started doing the Ice Spice pose on him.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
How can you, or why haven't you, being the proud Christian brother that you are, why haven't you given her an ultimatum?
Because I'm trying to save her. And I like I said, she's a big fan of.
Are you trying to save her, or are you addicted to that booty yourself?
Oh, brother, Dr. Umar, come on now. Come on, let's keep it.
Stay with what I'm saying.
Okay.
If you are as committed to your faith as you claim, how is it that you spent almost a year with a woman who doesn't sound like she's the least bit interested in Jesus Christ?
She's very interested in Christ and everything. Everyone has their bad habits. And she
that's
was just
not a
outside.
habit,
like,
brother. That's a lifestyle.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, before we started dating, she was like definitely racking it up. She was going crazy in college. I see.
But why are you attracted to that type of a woman? I want to deal with you more than her because we can't.
She's a big fan of you, by the way, and
I appreciate my sister, and I'm gonna give her 40 lashes for doing the Ice Spice. But listen,
okay, what do you mean by lashes? Is that
whipping post?
Okay.
Listen,
okay,
metaphorically, not literally.
I know, we know. Well, because like my girl, she has a percentage of black hair. Like I like,
Wait, stop. Ninja, please. You just said my woman got a percentage of black.
100%. What'd you say?
Wait. We gonna run this. We got to run this back. Because you just slid something in on me.
Okay.
First of all, mixed race African is still African.
Yeah.
I believe in the one black parent rule. If you got one black parent and you psychologically identify as African, you one of us.
She 100% psychological.
But you said she has some black.
I don't know what the percentage is.
Well, we need to know what the percentage is.
As a matter of fact,
because if she got 1% black, she ain't black.
Baby, can you come in here? She's in the building today.
Okay.
I'm gonna introduce her.
What is her ethnicity? What's the other ethnicity? What is the mother is what and the father is what?
The reason I'm having a hard time is because I don't want to miss like.
Hey, baby.
Hi, babe. How you doing? It's nice to see you.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Likewise. No hugs, please.
Okay.
No, you can come sit right here. Is everything in the shot? You can come sit right here.
We having a conversation.
How you? Come on, sit right here. Okay. Yeah. So,
Speechless.
Come on, we gotta get cozy now, brother. Come on.
No, go ahead.
So I was telling Umar, my issue with you is that you be in the club. You talked about, I don't even know what the term is, swapping or switching partners one time. Like, I just feel like you should be more loyal to me.
But I just feel like I'm more happy whenever I'm out there.
So, but you've said several times that I make you happy.
Yeah, you do make me happy. But I would be happier if we had an open relationship.
That's my problem with Umar.
I have a question, young lady. Your name?
Tori.
Pleased to meet you, Tori. What is your ethnicity, Tori?
I'm white.
Okay.
She had
And
a
what are
percentage of black hair.
hold on.
Yeah.
What are the if you don't mind me asking, your father's ethnicity and your mother's ethnicity?
My dad is, I think, European.
Italian,
I
Greek,
don't know. I think Polish.
Irish. Okay, maybe Polish. Your father and your mother is.
I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
but definitely Caucasian.
But this is the thing, Umar. Look at my.
He said you had a percentage
Look at
of
my
black.
background. Look at my background. I got this woman on my background.
Have you ever done any DNA testing to ascertain if you had any African blood?
No, but my mom has. I just don't know what the results were.
Okay.
But there was African.
Okay. But your mother, if I saw her, would clearly appear to me as a Caucasian female.
Let's all sit because the shot's wide. Can we all get closer?
No, you're fine. You're fine, Tori.
Okay. Yeah.
I would disagree with him being with you.
Whoa.
Not because
I can't take this anymore. But I got to get through this debauchery, this buffoonery, because again, I am a representative and I dare not disappoint my Umarians. I hate that word. Because of this simple fact that these dudes try so hard, even though it's a prank, they try so hard to get this brother caught up. It's totally ridiculous.
I have an issue with you as a human being, I want you to understand, but because I have an issue with him as a black man who I feel should have chosen a sister out of loyalty to the community.
But she's like a sister.
So it's not a dismissal of you. You understand me? It's a loyalty to us that I think a lot of black men take him. He's a successful young brother, doing very well for himself. And instead of getting a sister, he gets a Caucasian woman. And that represents a significant contradiction for me as a Pan-Africanist and someone who is trying to build my people.
The most important thing to me is I want to get your advice because I think that you have a genuine understanding of relationships and people. I need her to stop swinging. She's trying to get us to start swinging. I'm not sure if you know the term.
Swinging.
Y'all
being intimate with other people.
That's what she's doing. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
I'm completely against anything non-traditional. Okay. But I couldn't even give you the advice because I cannot approve of the relationship itself.
Brother, you can 100% give me advice.
Although I can respect this young lady.
Why did you think it was okay to twerk with my friend?
I felt like he wanted me to.
What in the fuck?
Don't curse at me.
I'm not using profanity. I'm not using profanity with you. I'm simply saying, if you think my close friend, who I play basketball with, who I go to the gym with every day, if you think putting my partner, who I'm trying to uplift as my queen, if you think rubbing your butt against him in the club is respectful, I think you're completely wrong. And I know you can agree with that.
But I don't agree with you. I feel like it was fine. We were just living in the moment.
And one word she always tries to use is insecure. She tries to say I'm insecure.
Because you are.
Let me interject.
Okay.
That is an issue that the two of you will need to discuss. I cannot lend any of my professional insight because I do not agree with interracial relationships.
But that's the problem. But it's not even just the relationship. It's just the fact that she's trying to fuck with other like.
But you can mess with other girls.
And you're using the
I'm not doing it.
And you're using the N-word, which you should not be using at all, but you're using it in the presence of non-African people.
So you wouldn't be willing to join us?
Absolutely not.
What?
I only drink chocolate milk.
That's very disrespectful. And this is.
But you're just being insecure.
No,
now.
this is where I go. No, this is not okay. Why am I going to provide for you? Why am I going to provide for you?
Because at the end of the day, it's still just me and you.
Okay. Again, I'm gonna need y'all to table that, handle that on your own time, and we can get back to our conversation. Unless our conversation is over, because I don't agree with interracial relationships, so I don't even feel comfortable being a part of this three-way conversation.
I don't even like you using the word three-way around her because she always getting ideas and shit.
It was nice to meet you.
Likewise.
I just feel like the conversation wasn't really done.
Oh no, I'm leaving. You better.
Why do you feel like?
Sorry, you gotta excuse us. If you valued black women, you would keep searching until you found the one that you need. You don't value black women, you value white women. You are a bunny hopper.
I'm not.
I don't believe an African could have a Caucasian soulmate. And it's an insult against her that you're only with her for what she can do for you as it relates to your career.
I agree.
You on his dick. God damn. Get off his dick. God, leave.
I'm down. That's all I'm saying. Like, let's go, y'all.
Hebrew Israelite is different. Hebrew Israelite is different. He was raised without any loyalty to the black community.
Plenty of loyalty.
And that's what allowed
at least 3%. She got at least 3% of her. She got at least 3% of her.
Yeah.
Then you want to ask him to join us a bit.
Yes.
What type of whole shit is that?
You're calling me a hoe?
Yes, because you're. No, chill.
I see them.
No, there's no.
Not interested in being with you or any other Caucasian woman.
After this was over, I wanted to comfort Dr. Umar and let him know the truth about the situation.
Hey, brother Umar, I'm gonna go ahead and get it to myself. I want to thank you once again. I do want to tell you, I'm 100% joking. I did thoroughly enjoy the conversation. My only girlfriend is a black girlfriend. Of course, I'm pranking you. Hey, brother.
Both of y'all look fake.
Brother. no, you didn't. And we want to appreciate you for not taking it too serious, man. Being very loud. So I appreciate it. I love you.
Well, again, this was a clear waste of my time. And it's like certain people you can play with, but yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You can't make this shit up. You really can't. Because ultimately, what is it going to lead to? It's going to lead to a lot of people saying, ooh, blah, 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 blah. You know, I caught Dr. Umar in a lie, which leads to the scandal, which leads to the school not opening up. And now you got the floodgates of hell opening up. It's just, it was my skin. But anyway, we're here to get into the meat and the potatoes and everything. And before we do that, please hit the like button. Oh, and this is a pre-meeting. Half of the people, I would say likely a third of the people got blocked, but it wasn't by me. B-Code, Shock Him, Grade Pill, a variety of people have gotten blocked from my channel. But it wasn't me. It was laid for a certain individual who will be named nameless. Right now, this person is getting smoked, and rightfully so. I want nothing to do with this individual. So we gonna keep rocking and rolling. However, I will tell fat ass the only conservative got buried. One conservative got buried today by Muhammad Ali. I want to bury that nigga. Nigga, I don't owe you shit but a chicken sandwich. I'll give you $300 worth of chicken sandwiches. Bitch ass nigga. So whenever you come around again, because you're unblocked, you come around and you're unblocked. And if you come up on the panel, I'm gonna roast your ass again. Hood. Somebody need to look under his hood. Ooh. Nigga stink. His armpit stank. His the back of his neck stank. Hood conservative back his neck stank. I hope the maggots eat your flesh, nigga. Now go and eat some chicken pot pie with your fat ass. That was a little mini rant. So I'm gonna go get some water because I feel like I can't talk now because I did all that. Listen, I gotta go get some water. I'll be right back.
Look, okay, I'm back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a dream. Back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a
All right. Didn't take me that long. All right. This is, I believe it's part 3 of the Nick Cannon special. I don't even know what the hell this is, but it's about interracial dating. The topic's about interracial dating. The cancel culture show. The cancel culture show. This is what it's called. Great show by my brother Nick Cannon. Doing it real big out there. And let's listen in.
For everything from the community,
Yes,
from individuals. And I'm a true example of somebody who has been canceled many times for things I've said, for things I've done, for opinions that I've had, things that I pontificated. What I've learned, I'm attempting to not just get out here on my soapbox and say, this is what I know. As we know, we're both avid readers. We're both people probably, educated at certain levels on many different topics. And I've made the mistake in the past to often just regurgitate things without doing the proper research. And we talked about this in the last session of like the responsible voices of being able to just say different things because we heard someone else.
Yes, sir.
So for council culture, it's about creating dialogue, creating safe spaces to have these conversations and learn. And more importantly than learn, to heal. So I left off at the end last session and starting off this session with asking a professional, a doctor of clinical psychology, do you feel I'm irresponsible as an entertainer, as a Black man with, as people say in the community, a super father, or some people even could say someone who has created many broken homes. I have 12 children.
Okay.
I am an open and free-spirited.
12 children by many different women, by the way. Some of them, all of them diverse. Some of them Black, some of them white, some of them Hispanic, I guess. He's sowing his royal oats.
Individual who, like we talked about before, feel everyone has the ability to live their life in which way that they wish, and I pass no judgment on anyone.
Yes, sir.
I entertain in that same form. I've created shows like Wildin' Out to various different shows, to Bad versus Wild with Zeus and all type of things where I've been ridiculed, and people often, irresponsible is light in what they've called me online. And I say that to say, if there is a place that I've been responsible, because as we know, Malcolm X probably said it the best, that the media is the most powerful tool on the planet because it can have you, loving your oppressor and hating the oppressed. But me knowing that, and me knowing that media is really just an acronym for manipulated entertainment designed to influence all, I'm trying to do the culturally responsible thing with council culture. But I got to hold myself accountable. So as I sit here before you as a man who I've heard many times say that we should not, lightly say that we should not date outside our race. You made many more colorful statements from the idea of, going skiing with the snow bunnies and many other terms. But, I do have children with multiple races of women, and, white being one of them. And I'm interested to know, one, how you feel about this, and then as I sit next to you, and I consider you my brother, I consider you someone that I admire and look up to in many different ways. But
likewise,
sometimes we agree to disagree on various. But this is a safe space
to
have this conversation.
Yes,
so
sir.
I say all that to say,
you know, as someone, I'm sitting on your couch today, Doc. Heal me, help me.
Right. When we deal with interracial relationships, I always like to qualify the conversation for people who are listening, especially those outside the community, so that they understand I don't come from a place of hate. I have nothing against the Caucasian woman, Asian woman, Latina woman, East Indian, Arab, all the various beautiful women of the world. I have nothing against them. But I'm loyal to the Black woman because she suffered the most
I agree 1,000%.
at the hands of this society and this planet. And because I come from a Black woman, I have a special obligation towards her. And when I look at when our successful Black men tend to marry out or reproduce outside of the community, I think on some level it can be insulting to our sisters. I consider it insulting to the community as a whole. And as someone who works in the school, I've had to entertain conversations with Black girls who are asking Dr. Umar, is there something wrong with me? Because it appears that when you all make it, y'all always abandon the community in pursuit of your spouse. And when we look at the wealth differential between successful Black men and the women they choose to marry or reproduce with, it's very obvious that there is a significant financial gain to the woman in many times, which equals a significant financial loss to the Black community.
I've heard you say this many times. That's a very small percentage of the group of overall interracial dating. Because there's only so many successful Black men at that level that can elevate and create generational wealth. Because if we keep it a stack, Doc, the most interracial relationships we see, because I've heard you say this before, the most interracial relationships we see is a strong, handsome Black brother with unshapely white woman that's happy to guy.
He's equally at fault.
Trying to be this as clear as possible. But it's a Black man that can have any woman he wants.
I have a question, a serious question indeed. But before I do that, I do have a real serious question. If anybody can answer this question for me. But before I get to the question, I had to play a service announcement from my brother, Malcolm.
Respected person in America is the Black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the Black woman. The most neglected person in America is the Black woman. And as Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to respect our women and to protect our women. And the only time a Muslim really gets real violent is when someone goes to molest his woman. We will kill you for our woman. I'm making it plain, yes. We will kill you for our woman. We believe that if the white man will do whatever is necessary to see that his woman gets respect and protection, then you and I will never be recognized as men until we stand up like men and place the same penalty over the head of anyone who puts his filthy hands out to put in the direction of our women.
That was our public service announcement by Brother Malcolm. Now, my question is to you, what do you benefit being with a white woman? And better yet, what do you benefit? Let me put my screen up there. What do you benefit being with a white man? I believe I said this a long time ago. I cannot benefit being with someone who glorifies him or herself being with the majority, not the minority, but the majority of individuals, including the people who may have turned ancestor, may have died, right? And knowing that they have full control, still have full autonomy in this country, in his city, in his banks, in his clothing store, in his restaurants, in his economy, in his schools. I'm talking about the Caucasian male himself, who owns and controls at least 61% of the land. 61%. And we own and control 0.5% still. If it increased, it increased to about 2%, which is highly pathetic. And we're out here calling ourselves what? African American, Black American, whatever. We don't have the illegated gall to just erase what is ethnicity. I can't even say the word. That's not even ethnicity. That's not even our ethnicity. We don't have the guts to erase that word. That's not even a color. Even white folks don't even embrace that word white. So why should we feel the need to embrace the word black? You know, black means pale, right? So what should we call ourselves? I don't know. Fucking figure it out. I mean, times are wasted. Are we indigenous? Are we Moors? Are we Israelites? Who are we? Ain't this the reason why you ain't getting no reparations in the form of a check? Quite interesting.
But because he can put his car in her name, and he can financially gain off of this white woman.
Right.
Who looked like she had a couple of Taco Bell trips.
Right. right.
And she happy that she got her a good black man. And those are the questions of why these young black girls like, why would he choose her and not me? Because she got the paper.
Right. But either way.
And that's the majority. Now you see the athletes or the entertainers that might get them
but that's because there's only a few of you at that upper echelon. Right. But for those of you who are at the top 1%, right, income bracket, y'all go out the community to marry more than men similarly placed in their community.
That's such a small percentage, though.
Right, but black men marry outside of their race more than every other group of men per capita.
And I'm not making this as an excuse or an example.
No, not at all. Yeah, but I'm saying that cannot be attributed purely to coincidence. So let me ask you a question directly, Brother Nick. You have beautiful African children by beautiful non-African women.
Right.
Would you say, honestly, your decision to reproduce with non-African women, was that deliberate? I don't want my sisters? Or were you a victim of unconscious self-hate programming?
Now, I've had this conversation on another one of my platforms with my brother Reza Islam.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because online they cut it up.
Okay.
And they made it seem like I was saying.
And I didn't see that clip, by the way.
Yeah, it was a clip where it pretty much was, I was saying.
Shouts out to Brother Islam.
Exactly that we've been programmed and conditioned to be that the white woman is superior.
Mm-hmm.
That's and I made all the statements that there was a time that and obviously all the sisters came from because they just saw that element of the clip. There was a time in which white women were looked at as
the standard,
not just the standard, but symbols of success.
True.
And or even that are unattainable. If we go all the way back to slavery,
forbidden fruit.
For we not supposed, and vice versa.
Okay.
They looked at us like we ain't supposed to be messing with them, and we was looking like we are not allowed. We can die if we mess
But see,
with
that's
them.
the difference.
Yeah.
You could die messing with them.
Right.
They're not gonna die messing with you though.
So I say all of that to say I understand the social programming, and I truly believe it so. And then that makes me, as someone who's done the research and the understanding, goes all the way back to even defining what is race and when was race defined. And as we know,
but before you define that, does Nick Cannon have a bias against black women when it comes to romance?
The quick answer is absolutely not. Because
how do you justify?
I say this because one, just as much, I got a white baby mama, I got a dark skinned baby mama too. So in that sense, I can equally say I ain't got no type. You know what I mean? Like I love women.
I would push back because as a successful black man who has children with multiple women, for almost none of them, or let me take the positive, only one of them being of African descent, does that not suggest that you clearly search out those who are not of your racial group?
So that's why I had to go here first. And I don't want to get too deep. I want to talk over anyone's head of phenotypes. Because in that sense, when I'm talking about the origin of race, because before there was race, there was phenotypes. And really that's just based off of what we look like.
Okay.
So in that sense, to where I guess what the German doctor in whatever 1700s, Dr. Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, the dude, the psychologist who said, who created race. Who hit, I think it was 7 identities, and it was everything from African to Ethiopian to white, to where they could put this hierarchy system that white was on top, therefore that they could classify while everyone else was subdominant. So in that, before that infrastructure was created, and that was even slavery had already been established here, you know, in America before the term race was created. So it was phenotype and what we look like and origin in which we came from. And as a Pan-African, I know you understand the ideas that even with, we've been there, even within the motherland, even in the continent, there's a hierarchy of complexionism. And there's and sometimes even
introduced by the oppressor.
Of course, it's colonization, and even and then now in the terms of I've gotten in trouble for this, talking about the power of melanin. In the sense of, as Tupac say, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
I would agree.
And in that sense, so yes, like I said before, there is an idea of the standard of what we believe to be beautiful. I believe a dark complected woman who embraces all of her naturalness is far superior, especially.
I think that as these people are talking, I wholeheartedly believe that he is trying to fight off what we redeem as righteous, and that is being with a black woman entirely. But nowadays we want to prove ourselves. Well, not we. I have nothing to do with it because I will marry black women all day, every day. Doesn't make a difference to me. However, I'm put it this way: if I get a divorce today, I'm marrying a black woman tomorrow. Make sense? So, in this particular conversation, I just think he's trying, Nick Cannon, to fight hard to justify having babies by multiple women in terms of nationality, colorism, stuff like that. Because I've heard Brother Islam's video, or it was him and Brother Islam, and he said, well, somewhere in 2050, the original black man, which is dark blue purple, will no longer exist by 2050. And I say that is completely dangerous. And this is one of the reasons why I do not like. Hey, Trish. Oh, we might have to cut this. Might have to cut this a little short. So I get my sister up here so we can handle that business real quick. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. But like I said, we want to prove beyond shadow of doubt that this is justifiable. Oh, I'm not home. Okay. Not today. Oh, okay. Whew. All right. So let me know when you want to do that thing, and I'll set it up. We'll set it up or whatever. Simulcast it. I don't care. I'll be home in 2 hours. So around 9 o'clock, she'll be home. Okay. But yet, where was I? Okay. You're secretly trying to justify being with another race, which I would say that is completely dangerous in my eyes, because that completely erases the phenotype which she's talking about. Tomorrow will be even better. My place or yours, sister? My place or yours? It's just dangerous to me, okay? Because it erases, it completely it just erases the phenotype, our melanin color, which a percentage of that is erased because of how the sun, or how we are protected, or our skin protects us from the sun, pretty much. If you have the darkest brother per se, right? You have the darkest brother per se, and he gets hit by that sun. The likelihood of you having cancer is very highly unlikely. But as you go lower, the chances increase or decrease. And in my skin tone, I can get away with it, but I still need sunscreen, right? If you're a light sister, if you're a light heavyweight sister, right, the chances of you getting, you had to get that sunblock, you got to get that sunscreen, right? White people lose their freaking minds over that sunscreen. I mean, they white women just, before they, when they go out there, they'll just lube up. $10 p.m. tomorrow. Let's see. 10 p.m. tomorrow. Your name will be in the title. You can stream your channel too. Okay, no problem, sis. No problems. No problem, queen. No problem. You're absolutely welcome. Absolutely welcome. Okay, now back to this.
Especially in this day, and in her beauty, than someone who is attempting to assimilate or look like someone else.
So if you have any more children, she's gonna be a chocolate goddess.
I got one. I have a daughter named Onyx. Beautiful. Now, but I'm not saying I'd have just as much love as I have for Onyx as I have.
Onyx? Isn't that the group that had the single Slam? Anyway,
for my oldest Monroe,
I believe that. I believe that.
And in that sense, it's unfortunate because I feel like we're the only community that has to deal with complexionism at this level. And
but white supremacy introduced that into us.
Because there's the caste system and the class system that's in India. That's
right, but caste that is true. That is true. But who introduced that into India? They were colonized by the British.
They were as well, but again, because as you remember, and it's in the books, and I don't want to say this, but even in the African consciousness, and it shows as we go all the way back to those conversations of when the white man did come on the continent, we looked at them as foreign and and inferior.
Oh, absolutely. The white man was traditionally painted as the devil in African culture.
So in
before
that,
we ever encountered him.
right? So in that, it was never at some point, and however it happened through the colonization and all of that, this idea of beauty, of a lighter complected, a thinner nose, a thinner lip individual was placed on us.
Okay.
I have another. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Does anybody remember or still remember or care any at all about what happened to Emmett Till back then? Does anybody even care about what happened to Emmett Till? A 14-year-old boy from Chicago. You ever remember that back in I think it was the 1940s or something like that? Does anybody care? Does anybody give a shit? I mean, you have your excuses all day long just because you can't get no pussy from a black woman. It's quite obvious. I hear it all the time, every day from these YouTubians. I'm here in the United States, right? Okay, cool. I am African descent. Okay, cool. I am with a black woman, am I not? I raised 2 children. I'm still raising 2 children that are African. So what's wrong with me? No, what's wrong with this theory that we must fall in love with everyone? There was no love. There was no such thing as love then. So what's so different from today? Oh, it's a diversity of everything, and the laws are changing, and white men are walking with us now, and the civil rights movement, and Martin Luther King, and all this. So just because Martin Luther King wanted equal rights for not just blacks, but for to be around whites and to be competitive, right? Paraphrasing. But little did we know later on that he was against he was against oppression, but he was also against bullying. But he could not show that. He could not foresee any black liberation or anything like that. Due to the civil, he couldn't be a part of that revolution because of the simple fact that they would have had got him way before he got quote unquote shot on the balcony and then later on sent to the hospital and was smothered to death by a pillow by one of the doctors. Took him into the hospital. They waited till everybody cleared, then smothered his face with a pillow because he was still alive. Have we not learned our lessons from Emmett Till or about Emmett Till? So when anybody tells me that it doesn't matter who you are with as long as you're happy, that's a complete cop-out and you're a complete idiot, in my opinion. Because what can happen can surely happen today. It's just not in mass numbers because they don't want to prove that they're all racist. But the world may change, but the scenario always remains the same. And this is reason why black women fear you. in terms of not because you know it has nothing to do with your money, has nothing to do with your status, but it has everything to do with your attitude and your loyalty, your ambition to be with a black woman. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be that. You want to be something else. You want to belong. You want to belong in a world that does not love or respect the black man in America. But he's respected everywhere else. Your principles don't even match up at times. You just want to be feared by a black woman. You can't even talk trash to your boss at work. I talk trash to my boss at work at times when it's necessary, because I don't want nobody fucking with me. I get in, do what I have to do, and I get out. You have a healthy fear of your boss. You do. You have a healthy fear of the cops. You do. So your God is that Caucasian son of a bitch across the street. Your God is the judge, that white judge. Your God is the white cop. Because it's psychologically in your head. Why can't we just get along to get along? It's called escapism. And half of you son of a bitches are escaping to what? You have no land, no food, no water. Only things that they give you. If they shut off the lights today, you wouldn't even know what the hell to do. Some of you anyway. Because you have no rations. You have no rations. What up, KJ? You have no rations. You have no generators. You don't buy those mini generators. You don't buy rations. You don't buy soap. Or you don't create your own soap. You don't grow your own freaking food. But you can save up them bullets now, can you? You can sure get that Glock with the extra clip that holds 21 more rounds now, do you? You're good for that. And you're good in destroying people who look like you. You're good at that. But you're not smart enough to protect those who can help psychologically, mentally. And that is the black woman. Oh, sure, there's some women out there today that clearly have issues. But that simply does not mean you get to own and control her as a human being. You don't want to hear from her. You don't want any ideas. You simply want to rule over her. Ain't that right, angry man?
Okay. So you fell victim to that?
I don't think I did.
Okay.
I feel like again, like I said, it's so complex even in my world because I one of the mothers of my children has a strong, Islam background. And when I say I'm Muslim from Africa, you know, in those understandings, but she's lighter complected. One would look at her and wouldn't even know. Or even in the sense of one of the mothers of my children is a dark-skinned complected, but still can be considered Afro-Latina because so it's
but African Latinas are still African.
100%.
Just a different language.
But even within their infrastructure,
yes, they have the color hierarchy.
Yeah, there's
introduced by the white supremacy, though.
Right. So when I say that, I'm not looking to see, how dark you are, or how full your lips are, how wide your nose is.
Let me take it another way.
Right.
When Princess Onyx grows up with her siblings, you're going to have a conversation along with their mothers about colorism.
100%.
As someone who grew up in a home with a dark sister who was darker than me, beautiful, but my older sister was darker.
Right.
I saw how she suffered some of the pangs of colorism within my extended family.
100%.
So when Onyx gets to the age where she begins to recognize race, and Brother Nick Cannon has to have that conversation with her mother and the mothers of your other children and your children, your family. You're gonna have this conversation. And when you start explaining to Onyx that your blackness is in no way a sin or curse, it's a blessing and a power.
Absolutely.
Right? When she reflects back to you,
her name is Onyx for a reason.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's black power, actually.
Yeah.
But when she reflects back to you as her father and say, well, Dad, if this color is all that great, how did you end up to reproduce so many children with women who are not this color? What would you say to Onyx?
Dad has a problem of wanting an assortment of flavors.
Get out of here.
It's the truth. I want to taste everything. I want to know what that tastes like. I want to know what that tastes like. And it's just, and if I'm being honest, sitting here, it's just like, and I said, I got in trouble and I apologize because I didn't know it hit him this way. I apologize again. I was on one of these podcasts and I was outwardly speaking, and I think it kind of came out the wrong way. I was speaking about my brother Travis Scott.
Okay, what happened with Travis?
And it was when because
the situation that happened.
No, he has a child with Kylie Jenner.
Okay,
and I was attempting to take his side and say the statement I made. I said, in Travis dating Kylie, at no point do I think he was attempting to make a cultural statement. And in that, I think it got perceived.
But is ignorance an excuse for irresponsibility?
You asked that question before.
Yes.
I think it was perceived as him saying, but I was actually saying, I do the same thing where I'm doing it for love.
Okay.
I'm not doing it to be right here to say I'm doing it for my community or any of that stuff. I'm doing it because I love this woman. Now it may be,
and I don't doubt
it may be ignorant because I'm not thinking about what the community is gonna think. I'm doing it because, man, I fell in love with this woman regardless of her complexion, regardless of her race, regardless of her upbringing.
But do you have an obligation to the community though? You married her because you loved her.
No,
but do you have
because I get.
That's a good question. Do you have an obligation to the community? You certainly do. You certainly do. But you're in Hollywood. You tried the black thing for a while. You still entertain that. Nothing against Nick. I mean, he's a good brother. But you can't, to me, you can't flip-flop. That's something that particularly black people do. They just flip-flop all the time. It's like, I know I can get with this white chick. Ooh, there's nobody. Snow, she got they got big booties now. These snow bunnies got big old junk in the trunk, that booty butt there. Shake it fast. Why you say? And they can cook too. They don't put raisins in the potato salad anymore. They learn from black girls. A hippity hip 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 hop. You have nothing in common. Nothing. Nothing. somebody should follow the blueprint of James Earl Jones. I forgot what old movie that was from back in the 70s, but James Earl Jones showed you, along with Louis Gossett Jr., that will be forever in my heart. Louis Gossett Jr. passed away yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Talented actor, good brother. He will forever be missed. I think he died 80, he was 86, 87 years old. He will be forever missed. But these brothers, including Denzel, showed you what it is to be a real black man. Jim Kelly showed you what it was to be a real black man. Jim Kelly, the Kung Fu guy. Who trained Jim Kelly? Bruce Lee trained Jim Kelly. But he never forgot who he was, even though Bruce Lee wouldn't allow himself to stay one way. I also respect Bruce Lee, but I can't ignore the fact that my brothers who were in line to get themselves murdered from back in the day, who were on the front line of World War I cannot forget them by Muhammad Ali as well. Definitely Muhammad Ali. Ain't no question. Jim Brown got a little coonish in the end. A little coon got up in there, but we will always respect our brother. We will always respect our brother. So in terms of if you are dedicated likewise to the community, you are, because you are possibly going to be the last species, especially when it comes to our skin tone. You're going to be the last species on this planet. So white folk, as white folks go, so do you. Because they're trying everything, anything, and everything to get rid of you, your kind, especially whether it be AIDS, HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, what was it? The whatchamacallit experiment. It's a variety of things they're trying to get. The COVID, they're trying to get rid of you with COVID. And whatever else is coming down the street, they're literally trying to get rid of you. And then, as my friend told me yesterday about Mr. Joe Biden, President Old Joe decided to give a holiday to these LGBTQ HIV community, right? On top of Easter Sunday. So you are resurrecting God along with praising the LGBTQ community. This is Old Joe. This is Old Joe. Joe was standing outside, proud as can be, and said, these people, now you must forget that when Barack Obama in his first term, he was not hesitant to tell these people to back off. And then in the second term, somebody put a bug in his ear and he stood firm with these white folks. And now look at Africa and the shape that it's in today. because you're letting the LGBTQ community bounce over there in Africa. Hold on. Who's this? And of course, around this time, I must take a pause for the cause, because always around this time, Mr. KJ has always been a representative of the We-On-Loc show, and I will be forever grateful to this brother. Thank you. Where is it? Thank you. I missed it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's ISO. Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound. Fucking my post the same now, I've been humble too long, yeah. Tell them all to stay calm, yeah. Tell them all to move on, yeah. Fucking my post the same now, they be lost in the sauce, yeah. Took a loss, that's your loss, yeah. Had to get my point across, yeah. Heard them lanes was talking none and we don't pay that no mind. Didn't need to watch and know that I be.
Thank you, my brother.
Get this all the time. You can't talk black and sleep white. You
Right,
can't
but
be black in the streets and white in the sheets.
When we look at childhood actors,
yes,
you are the most prominent, successful black childhood actor probably in American history.
Right.
People think of Nick Cannon. You understand?
Right.
So to all the beautiful chocolate black girls of the same complexion as your beautiful daughter Onyx, and even those of every other complexion, yours, mine, and so forth, for you to be the king of childhood actors, which means our daughters love you. They talk about you. I heard kids talk about you the other day in positive manner.
Right.
Do you not feel any guilt at all for the fact you did not provide them with that wholesome example of showing them how much a black woman deserved to be loved on by not choosing one yourself?
So I got to unpack this in many ways, because sitting on a psychologist's couch.
Oh, before I forget, Lisa, remember that thing we were talking about yesterday or today? Remember that thing we were talking about today? Could you kindly share this with the brother that we were speaking on? And I will get with his. I think you sent me an email or whatever. But could you kindly share this video with the brother? Thank you.
Yes, I feel guilty.
Okay.
But I feel guilty for multiple things.
Okay.
And what I've learned about, there's nothing wrong with guilt. Doesn't mean shame.
I agree with you.
Guilt means accountability.
I agree with you. I totally agree.
And I say that to say, so symbolism, what our community sees, who they hold up high and revere, is all real. So I always talk about equanimity in that sense of where I must be responsible to, if I faltered in this way, I have to make up for it in this way. So I know I am unsuccessful when it comes to relationships. From I have a failed marriage, I've had many failed relationships, and this is all based off of society's measurements and
for the record, I was a little jealous of you when you married Mariah, because I was
light skinned in a mug.
Listen, when I was in college, I mean, this is before y'all time, but when I was in college at Millersville University, Mariah Carey poster was on my wall.
Facts.
When y'all got, I said, how did Nick get Mariah?
That's what everybody said.
I was in love with Mariah, but go ahead.
And we young Moroccan just gave you that right there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
that is fruits of that.
Yeah.
But in the sense, I say all of this to say that's the reason for this space.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Where I believe I gotta be held accountable for certain things. But in that sense, to whether it's my daughter Onyx or my other daughters and the daughters of our community, I am an example whether I want to be one or not. And that's why it's like I don't believe in role models, because roles are things that you play. I'm a real model. I'm a real individual. So therefore, there's going to be a lot of things that happen in my life that everyone's not going to agree with.
And I think you're going to rectify it, because looking into the future, which only God can see,
right,
through your daughter Onyx, I think you're going to do some great things with your other children as well.
Right.
But through your daughter Onyx, because of her beautiful, richly melanated, original African complexion, I think y'all going to bring forth some programs, some projects, some organizations, a cartoon, a line of children's books to build Black girl self. You understand?
Because one thing I do, and I've had these conversations, one thing I do know with my daughter Onyx, I'm going to have different conversations with her.
Yes, sir. You will. Yes.
Because of the way the society is set
and you're going to have conversations with them to make sure they remain conscious of their bias when they're relating to their sister.
100%. And that, because again, their mother is probably one of the most beautiful, and I even forget even saying dark skin. But because of her complexion is dark skin, but one of the most beautiful women.
Yeah, I think the chocolate only adds to the beauty.
Yeah, and to be able to be that with that.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you know what I mean? It is so powerful in itself to be able to walk in the room and be so striking.
I agree.
And so attractive. And to not look like everyone, especially today where every woman on Instagram looks exactly the same.
There's nothing more regal, more honorable, more earth-shattering, more attention-grabbing that when a chocolate Black woman walks into the room, and I'm gonna add natural hair to that because that's my bias, but when a chocolate natural African woman walks into a room full of self-confidence and owns it, the whole room bows down, not literally, but in a metaphorical way, because that right there is God. And what I mean by that, when I say the chocolate African woman is God, she is the original complexion of the first person God put on the planet Earth. And since the Black woman is the only woman with the mitochondrial DNA, the Eve gene, and with the chocolate African woman being the most melanated because that's the most original, she is God. And I'm saying that not to deny anyone else their divinity.
We all come from her.
Absolutely. We all come from her. And so it's just so hurtful for me being a psychologist, working in the schools where I see the shame that a lot of our chocolate princesses endure because they've been miseducated against the fact that when you look in the mirror, you shouldn't see something ugly.
Right.
You should see the most beautiful being on earth.
Right.
And as I said, I believe you and your princess, along with your other children, y'all going to bring forth something to help shut down the colorism. Because what you do have, Nick, is you have every complexion in your children.
Absolutely.
I'm saying to you, I'm charging you in the future, because you got a long way to go. Turn that. You understand me? Into a weapon of mass construction. To destroy colorism in our community.
I love it. Can I offer this up? Just because I'm sitting on the couch. I'm right here. I need the help in the understanding. And again, by no means is this an excuse, but I want to unpack it. Could it be that my mother, who is of mixed race, and because I was thinking about this when you asked me, am I, have I been programmed or conditioned to go after a certain type of woman? If my mother, who is a lighter skinned mixed woman, if that was my example as a matriarch, and then even in her mother being of another race, and on my father's side, his mother having, as we all know, because, and then as we go down our lineage, we all gonna be mixed with something. And I know as a, Pan-Africanist, there's an idea of holding on to the diaspora.
Yes, sir.
But the African American, and which is a whole different classification, a Black person in America is mixed with everything.
Right.
So for anyone to sit and say,
but those mixtures does not take away from the fact you're still African.
100%.
Because we're the strongest DNA.
100%. So if people say, again, because you said you got a lot of this ideology because you look and see what you came from
Yes.
your mother.
Yes.
So if
Yes.
I look and my mother looks
Mhm.
and has the complexion of a look that is maybe similar
Okay.
to a lot of the mothers of my children,
Okay.
you know, there's been a lot of conversations where they talk about, you know, my mother and Mariah.
Okay. Do they look similar in
Because
complexion?
yes.
Okay. Okay.
They look like they cut from the same cloth.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And various, if we're just talking about
Somebody should have told me I was on mute. I don't want to cut too far the cloth with it. I think, brother, okay, cool. I think brother Nick Cannon has every right to wanting to have babies by mixed people, or have mixed children by different groups of people. He's living his life. However, whoever is a Pan-Africanist also knows the importance of keeping our race intact. Keeping our race, which it could be anywhere from the African American to Rastafari to the people from Ethiopia, Australians, all those particular Africans, indeed trying to keep that race intact. America is so slick and is so precise that it would literally do anything it can by bringing other people of other minorities into this country, and or have these YouTube talks where black ain't even it's an issue, going against the black woman, a black woman going against their black men, or vice versa. The black man going against his black woman. Often we talk about that with the Lynch, often, too often not, but it's never addressed. But OG was here, and he and I and others of our ilk are the only ones who knows what the real deal is. Now I'm gonna ask you this question. Do you feel that our race, our community is in danger, or we will be just fine having mixed children? If we have mixed children, ain't no sense of calling them an African race, because you'll have the mixture of both African, European, Caucasian, or whatever else is coming down the street. You will have that. One person says yes. Do I have any others? Yeah, one person saying yes. I literally say we are in danger of losing that. Michael Blackston is the darkest brother. I never met him, but I do know for certain that is one dark brother. And again, I'm not crucifying this brother. I think he's a brilliant actor, rap artist. Okay. Good philosopher, good father. But I just think this is rather a dangerous move. And on top of that, if he didn't have let's face it, if he didn't have the money, or he is continuously earning the money, that's why he must be careful in saying what he say. Because if he says anything to the Jews in a anti-Semitic type of a way, then he gets canceled. I mean, Wild 'N Out's canceled, and he still has his other 3 shows. So I mean, I wish the brother nothing but love and respect.
Complexionism, psychologically, would you think that maybe is that more of the reason?
It
that
definitely
I'm
plays a
to,
role, because
you know,
I was going to ask you
Yeah.
earlier in this conversation, do you feel that your mother or grandmother
Right.
could have influenced your taste in women?
Right.
Because our mothers do influence us.
Yeah.
Right. Because my mother happens to be my complexion. In
Right.
fact, I look more like my mother than any of her other 6 children.
Okay.
The mother is the first teacher, as we all know.
I said my
Right.
mother is, light skin, curly hair.
Mhm.
Right.
And she's still with us in the
Yeah,
flesh.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So if I were to have a conversation with your queen mother, I would ask her, not only does your son possibly prefer women of your complexion because you are his first example of love. Our first love affair is our mother, right?
Absolutely.
But I would also ask her, is it possible, in addition to you simply being his first love affair, spiritually speaking, did you pass down core beliefs to your son as it relates to women and complexion? In other words, was it purely by example of her existence as your mother?
Yeah.
Or were there certain beliefs and messages she gave to you and values based on skin tone? Could she have inadvertently transferred some of her beliefs onto you in terms of white is better or prettier or lighter girls are more?
It's
you know what I
because we
mean?
probably never had that conversation.
Right.
But it's just the example of watching what she was
Right.
assimilating
Right.
to
Right.
where to
Right.
the idea of what
Right.
society shows.
Right.
You know what I mean? As we sit back and talk about where you said you had posters of Mariah on the wall.
I had
and,
posts of
Mariah.
Mariah.
Mariah and
one
Halle.
of the things I respected about Mariah,
Yeah.
I don't know her whole history,
Yeah.
but one of the things I did respect about Mariah, because what happened is when rest in peace Whitney Houston kind of receded,
Yeah.
because I was Whitney,
Yeah.
and Mariah was the closest thing to her. So I went from Whitney to Mariah. But one of the things I respected about Sister Mariah, especially in this atmosphere with so many mixed race African children would rather be called biracial than black.
Yeah.
Mariah told the world, I'm black.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Facts.
Because if she didn't, that poster would have never been up. But that takes me to another question for you.
Yeah.
As you navigate that terrain with your children,
Yeah.
will Nick Cannon be unapologetic about letting them know they're black?
100%.
Okay.
That's easy.
Or will you get pushback from their mothers?
Nah, they're black. They know, again, because of the society.
Okay.
My children are black.
Right.
And that's even that, because to me that
But
conversation.
are they mothers on board?
But no, but that's that conversation about generational wealth that we got to throw out the window, because everybody says, oh, if you go date outside your race, then where's the general wealth conversation?
Okay.
Once they have me as the father, as whether it's the law or whether it's the one drop rule or whether in America,
yes,
you are black.
That's true. But do their mothers support?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have no problem with you letting them know you're black. Okay. Okay. Because sometimes.
No, they want to be called mixed or I'm just much as this as that.
Sometimes the non-African mother of the mixed race African children are not comfortable with. In fact, I had a debate. It was respectful with a white woman at one of my lectures in Tallahassee or Tampa.
Right.
And we debated because she says, I do not want my daughter, who has a black father, I do not want her identifying as black. I want her identifying as mixed race. And you know what I had to explain to her?
What did you explain?
Because you are racist. You cannot admit that a black child came from your womb. And because of your own core beliefs about African inferiority, you would rather raise your child with a lie that she's mixed race than raise her with the truth that she is black. You're forcing her to live a confused life because you don't want to bear your shame.
Why?
And guess what?
What?
She peacefully bowed out after
She had
that.
to. But this is my only question to that is, why can't you be both? And I only say that because at the core, the foundation, you're black.
Absolutely.
There's no other question.
And the reason you can't be both, you still have a white parent.
Right.
You never, and I tell mixed race children this, you don't ever disrespect your mother. That is your mother. You tell the world, I don't care if you're black, white, purple. She brought you here. That's mom.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? But racially, spiritually, genetically, anatomically,
society,
you are African because we are the dominant DNA.
Right.
And we are the birthers of the other group. So when you say I'm half of something that came from your blackness,
right.
it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But a lot of our mixed race children are so confused, Brother Nick, because they have the non-African parent trying to hypnotize them into believing the world is going to see them as biracial. When your children walk down the street, and I know you know this, so I'm not teaching you nothing. When your children walk down the street, nobody says there goes a half black child. There goes a black child.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter how fair skin.
You get pulled over from the police.
Absolutely.
Get your black ass out the car.
Absolutely.
But get your mixed race ass
going back to the mission I see you having in your future.
Yeah.
As I said, with your children, y'all going to be able to do a lot to combat colorism, and y'all going to be able to do a lot to educate mixed race children on their African heritage. Because let's be honest, there's more of them than ever before.
Yes.
And most of them, because I know, because they come to me, even the adults, they feel isolated.
I bet.
So what if Nick Cannon and his children come out with a line of books?
Yeah.
You feel me? With mixed race characters where they go through the struggles of what it is to be black, having a not. You understand me?
Yeah, I like it.
Think about that,
that's
bro.
powerful.
That's you. That is you right there.
Yeah.
That is the new Cosby. What was the Fat Albert? That's the new Fat Albert.
The Cosby kids.
A whole with mixed race kids, and they go through the issues of race and things like that. Because one of the areas where I would constructively criticize our brothers and sisters in entertainment, I don't think y'all deal enough with the real issues that our children suffer with, that I think y'all can introduce into your content and it not be offensive to no other group.
Yeah.
You see, like that mixed race piece?
Yeah.
You can educate on that. Nobody gonna be offended by that.
Yeah,
That's exclusively a
real.
black. You see what I'm saying? So I just wish I would get more into that a little bit more.
Yeah, man.
It can really
I
help.
think that's our prescription for the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I receive it, man. This has been a powerful conversation. We felt, you know what I mean, we revealed, and I definitely feel like we healed. I mean, in that sense, to where a lot of conversations, as you guys can see in the comments, are so much passion, but I believe we embrace it with compassion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate your counsel. And you're truly one of our, as people, I say, our councilmen.
Yes, sir.
The people that sit on a council
that.
board that we look to, leaders in our community.
Okay, we get all that. So, in my theory, and it was a great conversation. Great conversation, hands down. I want to reverse gears a little bit. How many people are familiar with the Cosby Show? Anybody familiar? I loved the Cosby Show growing up. Simply put, I could not wait for the Cosby Show to come on air. And then later on, it flipped to a different world because, of course, it was, 30 minutes? A 30-minute show? 30-minute spinoff? And then it went to an 11:30 and went into a different world. Now, A Different World, I believe, was produced by Bill Cosby. Right? How many people are familiar with What's Happening? Roger, D. How many people are, of course, Good Times, The Jeffersons, so on and so forth. We will never get those shows again. The shows that we have now are iffy. Very iffy indeed. And I say that to say this: we need the strong, influential type of shows. Forget about the movies. Forget about the movies because the movies is clear. Oh, Girlfriends. Yes, I watch Girlfriends. How many people were influenced by Girlfriends? I was, because you had that only brother that came by Joan's crib. And they were so in love with each other, even though they were faking the funk. And when they finally got down to it, they couldn't do anything because they've been friends for so long. And they would rather have the interest of one another's company instead of being in lust with one another. But I want to pivot and go back to a time where Claire Huxtable, and again, I'm gonna flip the script a little bit because we didn't get to finish off the video from last time. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up while I'm here, because I feel that this conversation, I don't want to lose that. I feel that this conversation needs to be had. Let's see. In the meantime, go ahead and smash that like button. Smash the like button. Hook up a brother with the Cash App or the Super Chat. Come in it. Good Lord Jesus. Go ahead and become a member. Hey, can somebody tell me if Lizzo is quitting the industry? Can somebody tell me that, if that's true or not? Not that I'm gonna do anything on it. I mean, that's bland. All that Lizzo talk is just straight bland. I mean, she quits. Good for her. Let's see. Okay. Remember the Cali Bebb situation? Shouts out to Cali Bebb, and shouts out to This Might Be Risky. But we forever and a day, and it's been going on since forever, I think 2019. And when we go on these conversations about men or women need to be more cordial to the men's and men's this and men's that, I think you're going down a slippery slope road. And some women are getting tired of these particular conversations. Mainly, I know Cali Bebb, because Cali Bebb is already married to a black man. And she is submissive to that black man, which is okay. Like, my wife is submissive to me, and I'm also submissive to her. We're both submissive to God. God has risen. God has risen. Now, she blew up. Shouts out to Cali Bebb. She blew up entirely. And I have nothing but respect for the young girl. Because when we have these conversations, it's in honesty. And some of it is just, it's the same, it's the wilderness over and over again. I don't know what men want. So I dare not have anyone ask me what a man wants. Don't ask me. You know what I want? Peace and quiet. But peace and quiet are two different things, but I'll get to that later. Let me refresh y'all's memory.
I mean, so no matter how many times every woman y'all try to help is calling the police on y'all and acting like y'all are
unfolding because of I was so committed to my duty.
I understand.
It's not working.
You literally
you have to actually offer it for her to turn it down. And what y'all are saying is that y'all not even offering in the first place.
We're just doing it.
Again, the world changed. For example, when I was a kid and a woman came with a bag, a stranger, she was carrying heavy bags. I would say, "Hey, lady, do you want help?" I would help her. She would open the door. "Hey, here's some soda. Thank you." Like the world is not that anymore. People are scared of each other. If I approach a woman, "Can I carry your bags?" She's going to have an adverse reaction because that's the world that we live on for the most part. Oh my God, you guys don't even.
Y'all are really capping right now, like for real. Y'all are capping. So every woman y'all try to help is calling the police on y'all and acting like y'all are creepers and weirdos. That's what y'all are saying. What's the likelihood of that happening? It's not likely.
It's not every woman.
It's not even that prevalent. So it's not every woman. It's not every woman, but every other woman after that one chick didn't say thank you after you opened the door. Now every other woman has to pay for that one woman. So you don't have any.
Okay, this particular talk again was about chivalry is dead and this and that, and a woman when have a door open for that woman. The narrative is that she does not smile at the man. She does not thank the man. And so I often ask is, in what percentage is this? Is this the majority of time? The minority of the time? Which one is it? Is it all women? Is it some women? Or is it very few that do these things? And if the one person refuses to smile at a brother, then she is redeemed as a hoe, a bitch, a slut, a this, a that, a trick or treat, a trick or treat, a Easter Sunday basket, a trailer park, whatever. She's all these particular things, right? Other than the child of God. But then but that's bad enough. But then you're going to put it on men to not want to do things special for a possible special person because she's going to get ridiculed due to the fact that the woman that did not smile with the man that opened the door for her, now this person is going to get cemented as evil. So the good people get done up all because of that one individual, which doesn't make sense at all.
Your standards is based off of that one chick you had a bad experience with.
And again, let's talk about one. Hold on, stop.
Y'all standards are shitless and they're on quicksand.
I'm gonna say it again.
Y'all standards are sand dunes, like for real.
Several. You not looking here.
Wait, hold on, Fantastic. No, what the problem is?
So how many? So no matter how many times somebody did not say thank you after my husband opened the door or whatever for a random female, now he's supposed to not open the door for every other female because his standards is based on some other random bitch. Are y'all serious right now? His standards are his standards. It don't matter what. It don't matter what no other female did that didn't say thank you for opening up the door. He's still gonna open up the door because that is his principle.
And that's why you shouldn't do that shit.
Christ. Can y'all hear me?
For what?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. She just
y'all hear me. See what the problem is y'all a bunch of unruly, non-ladylike fucking women, but you still want to be treated as such. That's the goddamn problem.
No, the women who are ladylike would like to be treated as such.
Right now.
So,
well,
I was talking and you were talking over me, so I kept talking because I was talking first.
No,
we started talking when you finished. You had finished, and I started talking, and you started talking over me.
I want to ask is what the hell do you want? What the hell do you want from these people? Like I said before, this is something that I do not take serious. And you shouldn't take serious either. You know why? It's pointless. It's useless. It's garbage. But it's good content. It's good content for those who really want to know what women or excuse me, what men go through on a daily basis because we're not heard. Like we're endangered species or something. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I was talking over Fantastic because I didn't hear you because me and Fantastic were talking.
Callie, you made your point. Go ahead, let him respond real quick.
Jesus Christ, it's crazy because y'all want men to treat you the way they did when you had to act like a lady. But now y'all don't act like ladies. Y'all act like niggas. It's just like that fucking clip the dude had. Y'all act like pirates. Y'all don't got there's no lady-like nothing in you in this day and age. Whenever dudes come across a woman that genuinely acts like a lady, dudes are shocked. We're surprised. We're like, oh my God, she actually acts like a lady. Y'all act like niggas. And then get mad when we treat you like.
Where does this often happen? I don't see it happening in any grocery stores. I don't see it happening anywhere. I don't see it happening in bars. Even in bars, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. I just don't see it. And then I got asked the other day, where do you live? I was like, I live in Vegas. It's like, oh, I got to come out there and see for myself because they want too much. You have literally poisoned an entire community of men. And by the way, you're not men, you're a man. But my point is, you have literally poisoned a community of men to thinking they can't get the respect that they deserve. All because and they are being ridiculed. And you know what? I'm going to look up. There's a new law now. There is a new law that I might even do a video on. Probably won't be this week, probably be next week. What is that law, by the way? Parenting biased. You ever heard of that? Parenting biased. Let me see. Let me look this up. Any parenting bias laws, any bias laws with the individual of the court system, also operational within some family court favored father over mother, particularly in cases of alleged abuse. But overall, bias is rare. To protect your child's best interests, identifying any bias against mothers in family court and take action to combat them. I don't know what the hell that is. But I'm gonna start doing tutorial. I'm gonna start doing some research on these child support cases. I'm gonna start doing research on child support, period, and why you people are just on a broad an eruption. It's like we need to change these child support laws because women get away with it every day. yet they win 65% of their court cases. Yikes. So I might have to do a video on that.
Like niggas. And Kelly.
Case in point. Hold
So
on.
okay, so the random
right
chick
here,
that's
right now. Yep. Case in point right here, right now. And I have an ultimate counter for this. So if we can't do this by telling you several women did something right, women should have the same thing when they get abused, be it physically, be it sexually, whatever.
That was my point.
Never ever have that woman should not be able to have fear in all fucking men over one incident. Would you ever?
That is true. That is absolutely true.
You would never
Kelly,
fucking
that's
say that
not
shit in
fair,
your fucking
Kelly.
life.
Come on,
Now you
Kelly.
capping.
Wait, did she understand the question?
That is completely not cap for me. That is absolutely true.
Wait, because we need a solid response to that.
He's the
Say
trauma
it one more
shit.
time.
I said that according to her, if I can't say that several women were either ungrateful, disrespectful, or whatever for me doing something courteous, we have to be able to do it the same way. When a woman is abused by a man, be it physically or sexually, she should not be able to treat all men as dangerous.
Absolutely true. She should not, because you don't take your
and you would never say that shit to a woman. So hold on.
So now you're gonna tell me what I'm gonna say to another woman? No, you are not gonna say what I would say to another woman. Absolutely not.
Yo, you gotta do a better job of this.
Prove my fucking point.
This part right
No,
here.
I didn't.
So, Callie, quick question. So she's sexually traumatized by a man, right?
Mhm.
And her perception of men changes. Is that far-fetched? Is it reasonable?
No, it's not reasonable. It's not. Because you don't take your one experience and castigate that across a whole population of people.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Here's the problem. Here's the difference, right? Here's the difference. Whenever a freaking woman does something in quite a few women do it, and then the men start treating the women a certain way because those few women did it, right? We're wrong for that, right? But guess what? On the flip side, what Fantastic is talking about, whenever a small percentage of men do something, not only do all men get blamed for it, they literally pass laws that now affect all of us men. We've been affected by the freaking 94 crime bill because of what a small percentage of men did. We've been affected by the new child support laws because of what a small percentage of men did. There's a bunch of laws on the books. The freaking what's that act that Bill Clinton came out with? The Abused Woman Act or something like that. What was that shit he came out with?
Yeah,
Like right
Obama
now,
did another one. Shit, Obama had one too.
Right now, as we speak, if me and Callie Bev was in a relationship and we got into an argument or a disagreement or whatever, and let's say the police came and they charged both of us, right? Your charge is going to be assault. My charge is going to be assault on a woman, which carries more time and carries more of a freaking penalty. So we're not even viewed the same law. So whenever women start looking at men and saying, oh, these men are doing this, these men are doing that, there is literally legislation passed that affects all men. Whenever y'all do something that we don't like or we not feeling, nobody passes any laws for that shit. Y'all can keep doing it as much as you want to do it.
Do y'all find that as cap? Or do you find that do y'all find this as cap? Or do you find this as being truthful? Or none of the above? I find it cap because, let's face it, men or women may have their laws when it comes to the child support case, but men have their ability to walk out on a woman or tell a woman where they're going to be going. They go to I wonder if you recognize this scenario. Honey, I'm going to the store. I'll be right back. And she says, cool. Y'all got 4 kids together. 4. 3 hours later, or excuse me, 1 hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later, you just going to the store. You're making it make sense. You're making it make sense. You're going to the store. It shouldn't take you no more than less than an hour to go to the freaking store and back. You know what that's called? Papa was a Rolling Stone. These conversations are draining every single day that we have to hear a conversation. Well, it's not just about any old conversation, because we can have it can be great content for 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden everything goes blank, everything goes rogue, because we're now concentrating, the conversation concentrates heavy, and it goes back onto the women. And now we're having a conversation, well, whose fault is it? It's the women's fault because they have the laws in place and blah 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 blah, and the court system, and I'm just saying it's draining.
But you could.
AKA paternity.
Don't talk to them. Don't talk to me about it. Don't talk to them.
Well, hold on. And then again, and now, like, I gotta walk this down because Callie Bell was just, I can't believe she's lying like this. So if a woman came to you and said specifically, "Hey, I have been sexually abused and physically abused by a
you are
man,"
putting the extreme on it. Dial it down. For example, let me help you. I promise is actually like, imagine, Kelly, that you send nudes to somebody and they expose that shit. Imagine that you fuck somebody on the neighborhood and now they're talking about how big your booty is, how your breast is. Would me as a boyfriend, future boyfriend, would you be wary about men? Oh, I can trust him like that because they expose my nudes. If I fuck them, they spread or like they damage my reputation around. Is it fair for that woman to actually be a little bit, okay, men are going to do this, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful? Would that be fair?
No, it wouldn't be fair.
Oh my God, Kelly! No,
Kelly, would that
no,
woman
it wouldn't be fair.
Kelly,
No.
Kelly, come on, Kelly.
Would that woman be less likely to send nudes at that juncture?
Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
That's what. Well, I think that's the logic, right? So if she had a bad experience with sending these pics, right? Trusting a man, right? He showed them to the neighborhood. She's gonna be apprehensive in sending nudes going forward because of what happened to her, and her apprehension is it makes sense,
right?
I think the way it comes.
Sure.
What do you think?
It would make sense for you to expect that the next man is gonna.
No, but
right.
That's
so sit here and say, "Oh, this one nigga sent my nudes out. Now all niggas are gonna send my nudes out." That's not fair to the next nigga. No, it's not.
That's not the. That's not fair. That's not the point. That's not the point. It's about empathy. One second, man. Just 1 second. It's empathy is not the point. If I open doors every day and people are not saying thank you, I'm not going to open doors anymore because I don't want to be opening the door for somebody that is not grateful. It's empathy. Can you guys be?
For one, they got these doors, these automatic doors that go like this. I didn't even have it on the thing. They got these automatic door. They got these doors that automatically go like this. You don't have to touch them. All you have to do is just walk through the door. That's all you have to do. Is just walk through the fucking door. But if we're going to we need to have automatic doors that just open up so we can not have these horizontal conversations anymore. But going to what I was saying about the Cosby Show. Now, Claire Huxtable gave a great, it was fantastic, a fantastic speech about accountability, being accountable being a gentleman, and at the same time not being an asshole. Love you. And Claire goes off.
Hi, Dr. Huxtable. Thanks for letting me in. So good. Hi, Mrs. Huxtable.
Hello, Elvin.
Is Sandra ready?
Well, not yet, but she'll be down in a little while. Would you and Dr. Huxtable like some coffee?
Coffee?
Yeah, coffee.
You mean you're gonna get it?
Yes? You're surprised?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Huxtable. I didn't think you did that kind of thing.
What kind of thing?
You know, serve.
Serve whom?
Serve him.
Oh, serve him! As in serve your man?
Well, yeah.
Let me tell you something, Elvin. You see, I am not serving Dr. Huxtable, okay?
Okay.
That's the kind of thing that goes on in a restaurant. Now, I'm going to bring him a cup of coffee, just like he brought me a cup of coffee this morning. And that, young man, is what marriage is made of. It is give and take 50-50. And if you don't get it together and drop these macho attitudes, you are never going to have anybody bringing you anything, anywhere, any place, anytime, ever. Now, what would you like in your coffee?
Maybe I could get you some coffee.
That was brilliant. That was awesomely brilliant. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's episode. And it was great. We learned what things to expect. Talked about Nick Cannon and his excellence, and quite well justifying wanting to be with nobody. But you know, it is what it is. But we also learned the coonery and the buffoonery of some people, and we don't like to play around with certain things. We just don't, especially African Americans in this days and time, because when it comes to Dr. Ifatunde, he is all about the mission, all about the mission. Everything else is a distant second. Now, they laughed and they joked around, everything was cool, and up and up, but you're trying to catch him at a vulnerable point. He's never going to be vulnerable. You're never going to find anything on him. You're never going to get to him. It's been 15 years. Cut it out. Cut it out, people. You're not going to catch him with a snow bunny. You're just not. And I know my brother awfully too well to know that you're not going to catch him. You're not going to catch him doing drugs. You're not going to catch him other than, well, he might be eating a candy bar or something. But just do yourself a favor and just, I just can't wait for him to open up the school so he can concentrate on the kids and get the train and get this African liberation going. Because in the end, ladies and gentlemen, we are all we have left. Shouts out to my African brothers and sisters in Ethiopia and the Congo and everywhere else. Shouts out to my brothers and sisters in Jamaica, Rastafari forever. And I need to watch that Bob Marley movie. I will be doing that real soon. But in the meantime, in between time, I want to thank everybody for participating and still hooking up with your boy, We-On-Loc Nation. We-On-Loc is slowly but surely coming back. It's just that I gotta unhook some things still because of a particular person, will not be named names. Obviously wrecked some things over here in the We-On-Loc relationship, and come to find out, I came to find out some things that I shouldn't have found out. But we'll have that conversation sometime tomorrow. So until then, same back time, same back station, same back channel. Deuces.